Hey, how are you? I am Chris Robin, aka at Detroit Beastie, here with Fantasy Six Pack to talk about Game 2 of the Monday Night Football doubleheader. And this one kicks off at 8:16. Such a weird time. It's got to be something with the sponsors or the NFL. And this one is all about the Los Angeles Rams go to Cincinnati in Ohio to take on the Bengals. And this one has all the potential to be a fun shootout. Stafford versus Joe Burrow, but Joe Burrow hasn't been Joe Burrow, and Stafford is aging out of the NFL. It's just a weird thing that we're seeing that's right in front of our eyes. But again, Father Time is undefeated. I mean, maybe we'll knock on Tom Brady's door and he'll have something to say. But right now, LA Rams at Cincinnati, over under is at 43.5 points. As I said, kickoff is promptly at 8:16, I think 8:15. Promptly can't mean one or the other. It's got to be 8:15 or 8:16. Before I get into the game and the players and the final score and some recent betting trends to help you win some bucks, make sure you go to the website fantasy6pack.net and you can gain all access as cheap as $9.99 a month, and that gets you anything and everything that you need, even access to me 24/7. Or if Dave Eddy at Corporal Eddie is your cup of tea, you can call him. You can show up at his front door. Keith Fleming, one of the newcomers here at Fantasy Six Pack, a very trustworthy man that you'll want to listen to when it comes to this stuff. You can get anything and everything you need in terms of sports betting and DFS right here at the Six Pack for as cheap as $9.99 a month. Now, when we look at this game, the Rams head to Cincinnati, and as I said, Joe Burrow's had this calf injury. He hasn't looked right. And then Matthew Stafford, on the other hand, I said he's aging out, and that was just some weird comments that his wife made, right? And again, no ill will towards Stafford. He was outstanding as a Detroit Lion. Him and his wife still come around the city or still write checks to help out the community here. So I have nothing bad to say about Stafford or his wife Kelly. But when we look at this one, again, another game it's so equally matched, right? And we're getting the emergence of players, things that we didn't see coming before the season kicked off. And if you did, you're going to find a guy or girl on Twitter who's going to hammer you over the head one way or another about Puka or Tutu, and one way or another. So regardless of any way you slice it, that's why I love to be in this DFS little bubble here. I can say what I want, and again, if it comes true, I'm a genius. And if I miss, then it literally just self-destructs like Mission Impossible. It's done. After the game hits all zeros, it's over and we move on. When we look at this one here, let's start with Mr. Matthew Stafford himself. I almost sounded like Clark Griswold in Chris Smith Vacation when he talked like this. But Matthew Stafford, Cincinnati, 26th overall in terms of DVP. So Cincinnati at the lower end of getting to quarterbacks. And Stafford, when he gets a clean pocket or able to just chuck the ball down the field, very good things happen. 13.5 on FanDuel, 10.2 on DK, $35 on Yahoo. 24 to 25 completions, 285 yards, 2 to 3 carries just to move the chains, move the sticks. Stafford doesn't get around like he used to, but hey, that's the deal. And again, give me Stafford to throw for 2 touchdowns in this one. And let's not be shocked if he goes over the 300-yard mark. I have him right at around 285. On the opposite end of things, Joe Burrow, the greatest gift that Ohio has seen in a long, long time, hasn't really gotten it together this year, and people are starting to freak out, right? And it's only week 3, but I know there's a certain percentage. Like I guess if you get to if you go to 0-3, the percentages of making the playoffs like drop off the edge of the shelf. It's like maybe 30 something 24, 27% of those teams that start 0-3 make the playoffs. So the Cincinnati Bengals need this game at home in the worst way, and it starts with Joe Burrow, and it's not going to get any easier because the Rams right now 7th overall against opposing quarterbacks here. Joe Burrow, 15 grand on FanDuel, 11.4 on DraftKings, and $28 on Yahoo. I have him getting right against a good team, a good Rams team. I'm not calling them a slouch in any way, but Joe Burrow is going to be Joe Burrow, and after this one is all said and done, we're going to be like, maybe we were a little bit, we were worried for nothing, right? So let's look at Joe Burrow, 24 to 25 completions, 270 yards, 265, 270 in that realm, and then he'll take take off and run 2-3 times, 10 to 12 yards, and give me Joe Burrow to throw for 2 touchdown passes. One of them obviously is going to be to, you just said it. Yeah, you just said it with me, Ja'Marr Chase, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. When we look at the running backs for the Rams, there's only one guy I wrote down. And again, you're going to go, well, Chris, what is this new version of Chris's single slate DFS thing? I'm just trying to get you some quick hits and get in and get out and not, consume. One game can consume my entire day in a good way, but when we have a double header, that would take me 2 days in that realm, and that just wouldn't do, because then I would be giving you advice a day late, and look what we're doing here. The only running back I care for the Rams this evening is Kyren Williams, and he has looked outstanding. He's been a waiver wire darling, or if you drafted him, if you're in the know, then hey, here we go. Cincinnati, 17th overall against opposing running backs. Kyren, 10-5 on FanDuel, and he's only, this is crazy to me, only $9,000 on DraftKings and $21 on Yahoo. 17-18 carries, 75 to 80 yards, 3 to 4 receptions for another 30 yards, and he will find the end zone. Will it be with his legs, or will it be one of those two Stafford passes? I don't know, but if I had to bet, I'd say it's on the ground. For those of you who like, I'm a sports prep or prop betting guy or girl, I need to know ground or air, ground or air. Put your money on Kyren finding the end zone on the ground. On the other side of things, it's Joe Mixon, and right now the Rams 13th overall against opposing running backs. Joe Mixon still, in my eyes, a star, a stud, and it's not going to change anytime soon. Joe Mixon, $11,000 on FanDuel, 8-4 on DraftKings, $19 on Yahoo. Mixon, 16-17 carries, 70 to 75 yards, 2 to 3 receptions, another 20 yards, and he will find the end zone with his legs as well. So that makes for a good parlay. Kyren Williams and also Joe Mixon, both to find the end zone. I'm sure that would be plus 735 if I had to guess, plus 750, somewhere around there. Chris Evans, if you care, 3 to 4 carries, 15 to 20 yards, a reception or two for 5 to 10 yards, nothing crazy, change of pace guy. When we look at the Los Angeles Rams wide receivers, it's Puka, 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 Puka. I'm sure people have already made up songs and dances and TikTok videos about this guy, and he has been outstanding so far. So why would anything change? I know he's got a big red Q next to his name for tonight's action, but hopefully, fingers crossed, Puka will play. The Cincinnati Bengals look to be 10th overall against opposing wide receivers, but Puka's gonna Puka, right? In his third game, actually not third game in the league, but his first game as already a bona fide superstar? Or what would it take for all of you out there to say this kid is finally legit? We don't need the TikToks and all the nonsense of people going, this guy stinks, I would never play him, and it just gets replayed and replayed, and you look like a fool. Why can't you just embrace change and go, you know what? Puka's been outstanding, and I don't need to rubber stamp stuff. I don't need to just, put a flag down on, you know what I mean? That's why, again, like I said in the last video, that's why I can breathe easy in this DFS bubble, because again, whatever I say is just good or bad is just gone in 24 hours. But Puka, $14,000 on FanDuel, $10,000 on DraftKings, $26 on Yahoo, 8-9 targets, 6 to 7 receptions, 85 to 90 yards. When we look at Tutu Atwell, $10,000 on FanDuel, $7,000 on DK, $15 on Yahoo, 7 to 8 targets, 4 to 5 receptions, 60 to 65 yards. Van Jefferson, Ben Skronek, also there as well. When you look at Van, 5 to 6 targets, 3 to 4 receptions, 50 yards. Ben, 2 to 3 targets, 2 to 3 receptions. Basically, it's just out of nowhere. There's been a sudden change, right? Remember the good old days of Stafford to Cooper Kupp, or Stafford to Robert Woods. I mean, it's like we blinked and that it's just gone. Those days are over. And again, Puka and Tutu and Van have come on strong and carried the LA Rams receiving flag forward for us. And for that, I am thankful. When we look at the Cincinnati Bengals side of things, that just powerhouse after powerhouse in the wide receiver rooms. It's Ja'Marr Chase, 15-5 on FanDuel, $11,000 on DraftKings, $28 on Yahoo. You're looking at Ja'Marr Chase, 10-11 targets, 7-8 receptions, 90 to 100 yards, for sure a touchdown reception, as I said in the opening. Well, Chris, what about T. Higgins? What about T. Higgins? He'll get his as well. When you look at T, 8 to 9 targets, 5 to 6 receptions, 75 to 80 yards. And why can't we give T. Higgins a touchdown? So maybe this is one of those videos. You get a touchdown, you get a touchdown. I said it before and I'll say it again. Why, if Oprah can give away free cars, why can't I just give everyone a touchdown? And that's what we're doing, at least with Ja'Marr Chase and T. Higgins. Tyler Boyd will have a role to play, right, as maybe just a lineup filler if you're playing multiple entries. If you're going to max enter stuff, then you're going to want to look Tyler Boyd's way. 9.5 on FanDuel, 5.2 on DK, $13 on Yahoo, 4 or 5 targets, 3-4 receptions, 45 to 50 yards. At the tight end position, Drew Sample, Tyler Higbee. Drew Sample, Tyler Higbee. Which way are we going to go? It's going to be Tyler Higbee, obviously. If I could roll my eyes, I would. Cincinnati, not good. 28th overall against opposing tight ends. Higbee, $8,000 on FanDuel, 6.2 on DK, only $12 on Yahoo. And when you look at Higbee, 4 to 5 targets, 4 to 5 receptions, that's kind of cool. 100%, reception to target ratio, or whatever the heck you would call that. Tyler Higbee, around 45 to 50 yards. I feel safer in that 40 to 42 range for you prop masters out there. And we'll move on. Drew Sample, not much going on. You can tell by his salary. Drew's only $200 on DraftKings because Joe Burrow just leans on Ja'Marr and T and Tyler Boyd so much. There is no room, and even Mixon in there. Chris Evans, to an extent, would outweigh or in the pecking order of a tight end, but it is Drew Sample. Nothing crazy. When we look at the DSTs here, give me the Rams DST against the Bengals. Where are we going to go? I'm not even going to say. I caught myself. I was going to say I'd prefer the Rams, but let's say I'll just give you both. The Rams, $9,000 on FanDuel. Bengals, $9,000 on FanDuel. Rams, 3,400 on DK, $13 on Yahoo. The Bengals, 3.6 on DraftKings, $12 on Yahoo. I have the Rams, 3 sacks and an interception. The Bengals, only 2 sacks, an interception, but also a fumble recovery as well. So that's the difference. You're going to get one more sack out of the Rams, but you're going to get one more fumble recovery out of the Bengals. So hey, Chris, what's the final score? We're almost at 12 minutes. You finally kind of kept your promise to us to keep it short and sweet in a way, right? All right, the Rams 4-1 against the spread their last 5 games. That's beautiful. The Rams 16-4 their last 20 games overall in the month of September. Last time I checked, it's September 25th, so that holds true. Cincinnati 1-5 against the spread their last 6. Not good. And the under in 6 of Cincinnati's last 6 games versus the Rams. That stinks. And the under in 8 of Cincinnati's last 9 games in September. So we have some thinking to do in terms of the over and under. Chris, just give us the final score so we can get the heck out of here. We're sick of you. 3 videos in the span of like 10 hours. Come on, give us the score. I have the Rams to win in an upset here, 27-20. So I'm taking the Rams plus points. Last I looked, the Rams were getting 2 probably by the time it's kickoff. It might be just be a pick 'em by the time kickoff. So if you were able to lock the Rams in plus points before kickoff on Monday night, then God love you, because I do too. Give me the Rams to win this one, 27-20, and that is the end of the doubleheader of Monday Night Football. You can find me on Twitter at Detroit Beastie, and I will see you again sometime soon. Bottom of the barrel will be out again very soon, and there's been some bangers as of late, as the kids are saying. So until I see you again, be safe, be cool. The Rams win this one, 27-20. Talk to you later. Bye.